So hello, this is Hybrid and in this video I'm just gonna talk about Bakugo and my obsession of him in the past, like what was the reason of it. So in a sense it's a character analysis of Bakugo and my own character analysis. And so it's been years since I last watched My Hero Academia, and the reason I stopped watching is I heard from a friend that Bakugo in the fourth season, I think, won't have screen time, and so I immediately lost my interest. I'm gonna basically reminisce my past obsession over a character and analyzing what was the fundamental reason of my obsession of it. First, to define obsession, it is excessive and irrational pouring of attention and love towards something. This is just my own definition over my head, and so don't take it literally, but the idea is the same, right? And as human beings, this is a spectrum because I've seen extreme obsession, and I can say I am somewhat in the least extreme at the obsession spectrum. And so, Bakugo is one of the inspiration of my main character, Blaze, in my comic. And also, he was inspired by Gilgamesh of the anime Fate Zero. First, a disclaimer, this is just my experience, and I don't know a lot about other people who are also obsessed with their character. I don't know about them, but I'm just gonna share what I experienced. And so, also, maybe I'll say something wrong about the events or the character traits. Again, it's been a long time since I watched it, but I am pretty confident about my memory since I've obsessed over Bakugo for over a year. Okay, so that's all out of the way. I'm gonna start to answer the why. What makes Bakugo so appealing to me? First of all, he has a very sexy voice. I know some people complain that he's loud, but we all have different tastes. So for me, he's my kind of sexy, literally. I searched his voice actor and then watched some of the anime that his voice actor is in, but overall I find them not that appealing, which leads me to conclude that his voice isn't the main reason. The voice is just a side dish. So what's the main course exactly? Short answer, his active divine masculine energy. Yeah, well, we plunge into the depths head first, but don't worry, I'm gonna expand on what I mean by that. So it is self evident to me that we have both masculine and feminine energy in us. I am not talking about gender spectrum, I'm talking about the active and passive energy inside all of us. And my sense of masculine energy is a go getter, like someone who is self driven and will do everything to achieve his or her goals, someone who is proactive, who cause things to happen, who build things. A very narrow and focused attention only to his goals. And the feminine energy is the opposite. It is spontaneous, someone who things happen without them actively wanting it. Also, this energy indicates enjoying the moment as it is. If I were to describe them as shape, the masculine would be a straight line and the feminine energy would be a circle. Of course, this state of energy can go to extremes and be toxic, and overall, we need the two to create balance in our life. But yeah, back to Bakugo. So, Bakugo truly embodied active divine masculine. He knows what he wants. I don't mean to say that Bakugo is perfect, I'm just talking about his drive. Like he knows what he wants and he will do everything to get what he wants. Well, to be fair, every character in the anime wants to be a hero. But we all can agree the difference in intensity of their want, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But anyways, Midoriya has a fix of feminine and masculine energy because he also looks out for other people. He isn't only focused on himself, while Bakugo is different in a way that he's much more of a lone wolf. Yes, he has friends, but he's in a way more different league than his friends. The only people who can match his skill is Todoroki and Midoriya. Again, as far as I can remember, so Gomenasai. So going back to Bakugo, Bakugo is confident, and some even says that he is arrogant. But for me, it is confidence. There is a scene where he announced he will be number one. I think it was in the competition event, and everyone sneered at him, and some admired his confidence. And I am one with the latter who admired his confidence. And he gets there on the stage, speaks his intentions, and do his best to get it. I mean, it's so admirable. But that aside, given the arbitrariness of the fantasy system in the story, his character is inevitable given his powerful quirk. So he was born with a powerful quirk, and this gives him a huge head start. So he was put into the pedestal. His character was shaped that way mainly because of his quirk, and it's not like he worked hard to have that quirk. Yes, there are improvements, but we cannot deny the fact that potential of a certain quirk depends on the fundamental quality of it. Another thing I admire about Bakugo is his emotional independence and independence in general. And what I mean by that is he doesn't appear to need companions. He works alone, and part of his character development is learning to work with people. And I think for me, that's a better and easy process than being dependent and learning to be independent. It's a much harder process because I was like that. And so, why? Why admire the active masculine energy? I mean, there are a lot of characters that is admirable in the anime, and I commend them intellectually, but I was irrationally attracted to Bakugo, and not because I want to mate with him. I mean, it's fine to want to mate with someone with active masculine energy, and then I would say that if that was the reason. To be clear, I mean that masculine energy is attractive as mating potential, not literal Bakugo, because he is non existent, just the energy, okay? Let's not confuse fiction from reality. I remembered that someone married an anime character, and he obviously needs help. The man was socially isolated and bullied, but it's just tragic. And yeah, back to the main reason. So, my main reason for my instinctive attraction to Bakugo was my unconscious letting me know that I lack that masculine trait in me. So, of course, we all know that our ego cannot control impulses like our interests and also our attraction. So, it is nature basically forcing me to be attracted to Bakugo. It is beyond our small ego. And my deep attraction to Bakugo was my instinct to develop and expand as a human being and to integrate and practice the masculine energy within me. Basically, I need to learn to be like Bakugo. It was an unconscious projection of what I lack. That was the fundamental reason. At the time, I was so naive and weak, and Bakugo is strong and powerful, and my unconscious pulled me towards Bakugo for me to grow and learn. In my own way, of course. I'm not saying that there's a lot of things that I learned from Bakugo. He just enlightened me of the certain character traits that I lack. And so I'm gonna briefly talk about why I stopped watching it. Well, I already said that it was mainly because of Bakugo, but I remembered going back and watching it again, and at that time has already passed since my obsession of Bakugo, and I'd already seen everything, and I watched Civilization's rises and falls, but I'm just kidding. So I watch it and I feel like I'm too over it. It's like my taste changed. I'm more into wars and politics and philosophy now. And the hero, it's I still watch those kind of things, but not as much as I did before. Passage of time is weird, and the fact that we cannot control our interests is fucking weird. Talking about free will. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you get something out of this video. Tell me your thoughts in the comment below, and let's talk, dude. If you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe because I am planning to continue producing this kind of content because I don't know, just because. And so, yeah. And also, check my webcomic out. I finally decided to revamp it. I think I already said that a lot of times, but basically, the art is polished, clean, and the dialogue is fairly good now. And yeah, the title is Land of the Gods, genre is fantasy, action, romance. The world theme is medieval fantasy, and the people there can control the elements, like the Avatar. So if you're interested, check it out. No hard feelings if it's not your taste. We all have our thing. And yeah, the link is on the comment section. Check it out. Also, if you'd like to support the channel in financial means, in case you're high on DMT, I'll leave my PayPal link down below. And lastly, any anime recommendations, like I like wars, politics, philosophy, story that is brutal and full of suffering. Just give me some anime to watch on my leisure time. And yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for sticking by this far. I really, really appreciate it. And have a good day ahead or tomorrow, whatever time you're watching this, and or just a good life in general. Yes, see you when I see you. Bye.